just kind of go. But so finally divorced.
Finally divorced.
That's freaking incredible. How long were you married for? Including the years separated. So like,
yeah, we got married on December 31st of 2004.
2004. Okay.
So we've been married.
So how old would you have been? 50 at that time?
I was 2004. Let's see. I was 50. I was 46. I was 46,
so almost 50.
46, almost 50. I was probably about 46.
Dang. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, wow. So what made you? Was this first marriage?
No, second marriage.
Second marriage. Awesome.
Yeah.
When was your first marriage?
My first marriage was in 1982.
Oh wow!
Right before I went into the army.
Okay.
Married the first woman I got regular sex with, and that's why I didn't.
I feel
out.
like that's how it used to be back then.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember, I had this lisp and face full of acne. You know, think about that. Yeah, I was not the catch then.
Dude, everybody, welcome to an episode of Help I'm High, Can't Get Down. We got Frank Demint, everyone's favorite family doctor, Kill Tony appearance, everything. You've been doing it all.
I've been trying.
I was gonna say you've made some moves, man. I'm actually really proud of you. I was gonna say I remember because you've been doing it 3-4 years now. How long?
Actually, I've been doing it 7.
Damn, have you been
7
doing
this spring? Remember, the first 2 years I was owning in Chillicothe.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so
I've been in the Columbus scene 5 years.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So wow. So interesting. Wow. I was gonna say I remember when you first started and you came over, and I was like, man, I see something. I think Frank's got something, and you're really making it work now. So that's great.
Yeah.
What would you say is like the number one thing that's like helped you kind of like get to where you're at right now?
Well, I tell everybody, you gotta hit the mics.
Yeah.
You gotta hit the mics. I think a minimum of 16 mics a month. I mean, that's minimum.
Yeah.
And you can do that. You can do that in Columbus right now, just going out on Mondays. There's 4 mics on Mondays you can make.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you've got AOH, Antiques on High.
Okay.
Bobo's, Urban Street. Then you got Chubbs at 614.
Okay.
And then you got Peanuts at
Mickey's?
Mickey's Ball.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to hustle to get all 4. You can easily, I do 3 usually. I have done all 4. I probably will again.
Yeah, dude, I remember back in the day, like when I first started doing comedy, man, like there were a lot of mics in the Columbus scene, and I remember like especially like Thursday was one of those days.
Yeah,
like you could hit fucking Tree Bar, you could hit Jimmy V's, you could hit. There was like 3 or 4 other. There was like 5 on Thursday, and I remember one time like we tried to hit every single one of. I was so drunk by the end of the night. It was so wild. Back when you're doing more drinking than writing jokes, and you're like, wow, this is so fun.
I was sort of past that by the time I started. Drinking. I doubt if you ever really seen me drunk. I usually buy a drink or 2 during the night to support the venue.
Yeah.
And but drinking, everybody knows what my thing is. My thing's marijuana.
Yeah.
But
dude, that was like the craziest thing because you were the guy who would just show up and you'd have those giant fucking like modules that you used to have those because you would come in with like a different tool every week, but they were always like these big ass like module things that he'd have, and then he'd like pass it around. He's like, I got this thing. He was the doctor, he was the community doctor. So 7 years, you got on Kill Tony like what? It was
last February.
So a year ago.
Yeah.
So you were 6 years in. You did pretty well.
Yeah, I did well.
Yeah, I thought your set went pretty good, and everything. I thought your interview was pretty good. Tell me about Kill Tony, because I've never actually been to Kill Tony. I've talked to a few people that have been on there, but like, so what? You go, you sign up.
You gotta sign up.
And then you kind of just...
That ball that's sort of canter court, or what I'm
It's
assuming
changed.
still in the yeah. Well, it used to be at Shakespeare's next to it. That was basically not right next to it, but pretty close next to it, on the same side of the street. Then they turned. I can't remember the name of the bar, but it's like Cant cornered on the street from the mothership, and they may still be doing there. But you got to sign up there early, whatever time.
So if you didn't buy tickets to the show, you're at that bar, at the other bar.
Yeah, the bar. And the best way to see the show is go to the standby and pay $50 for a ticket, because it's always sold out anyway.
Yeah.
But you got to be sure you're in that line early too, and let them know that you signed up. So but because I've done both. And
how many times have you been on? Just once or twice?
I've only been on once. But I've been down there 4 or 5 times.
Nice.
And I started, but yeah, you sign up, you wait for them to call your name. You go down, they take you around back behind the building, bring you out behind that curtain there. There's a door that goes right to the alley back.
Oh wow,
there.
that's crazy.
Yeah, they make you take everything out of your pockets, all that.
Yeah,
and they just say, hey, look, give them your best minute, and just try to answer the questions honestly. And
so, let me ask you this: did you know the minute that you were doing?
Oh yeah,
you already knew.
Yeah, I knew that minute. I know what minute I'm going to do next.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right. That's my advice to everybody. You better know that minute.
Yeah.
Don't do. And I love the guy, Caleb Lee. I know it. Caleb with a P, Lee. Don't do what he did. I don't know what he was doing. I know he's got funnier stuff. You should know the minute you're going to go up there. You need to have that minute that you know inside out, that you know it's going to get laughs. I mean, you heard that minute. How many times have I told that minute?
Yeah.
I told that minute.
Dude, I remember when I first saw you, I was like, that was like one of the first things that I told you, because that's the first thing I tell every new comedian. I'm like, tell the same jokes fucking over and over and over again. Like obviously, if you're going to only be doing, 1 mic a week, figure it out.
Yeah.
But if you're doing, 4 mics every week and they're different mics and you're not seeing the same people, literally do the exact same set, because you are trying to chisel it down to the best.
Yeah.
Fucking, you know what I mean? Because, as a new comedian, you are like, oh my God, I got 10 minutes. But that 10 minutes is actually 3 minutes.
Yeah.
If you
if you cut all the fat out.
If you cut all the fat out and you only are like putting in the parts that are getting laughs, you probably got maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Yeah. And you know what I mean? And so that's why I keep telling it, like, do the exact same stuff, because, you're going to do something and, you might stop doing it. And then a month later, if you're not doing it anymore, you're not going to have any more growth to the joke.
Yeah. I mean, and that's, even now, I've got to go back every now and then and tell old jokes. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I forget them. Mm-hmm. When you really need them for a show.
Yeah.
It's okay to fuck up on a joke
at an open
mic, but you don't want when someone's paying you.
Yeah.
So, like before I have some shows going up, I'll try to tell some of those older jokes to get them, get the rust off of them. But you're right. I I did that same 5 minutes for. How long? I did it for a
long time.
And anytime I had anything new, I'd put it in the middle. That's what I always tell people.
Because that's what
put
you're
new shit in the middle. Because if they get a laugh at the beginning, they get a laugh at the end, they tend to forget what the hell happened in the middle. They just do.
You're just like, you're a funny guy.
Yeah. So that's why you should put shit in the middle, unless you know it's going to kill.
Yeah.
There's sometimes you want something that you know it's going to kill.
That's funny, because I was telling somebody, sometimes like when I write a new joke, like sometimes I will put it at the front. Like that's like the very first thing I'll start off with, if I think it's funny enough to get like a laugh. In the beginning.
Yeah, but it's got to be one that you're real confident is going to get a laugh.
Yeah.
But anything else, anything you're still playing with or something, put it in the middle.
Yeah.
And like I'm working on like a new 5 right now and that's the other part about doing it over and over again, because first you got to refer to your notes, and then now I'm at the point where I can just sort of do it right off the cuff, and that's what you want. You want to show you that. It's honing it. You know, you're honing your craft, and that's I had funny jokes when I started. But what those jokes got better. A lot of them got better with time. But what really got better was my stage presence.
Yeah.
Where I was when I started coming to Columbus, when I was hitting mics in Columbus maybe once a month at the most. And, of course, during the pandemic, you didn't even get it then. So, my stage presence wasn't very good. Yeah.
Well, one of the things that happens with a lot of new people is that, like, typically everyone has, like, some type of personality trait. You know what I mean? And typically that personality trait isn't something that the person is fond of. You know what I mean? So, like, they go up and they're doing stand-up, and then they're fighting against this thing. Like, you had your lisp, and you had a joke that, like, brought attention to it because, hey, like, this is gonna get in your way.
I gotta address it. I have to address it.
Because if I don't, you guys are just gonna be like, man, he has a lisp. Does he have?
Does he know that? Does he know that? Yeah. That's why almost any time I talk show, I gotta do a lisp joke at the beginning because I don't want someone in the crowd thinking, does he know? Does he know what he sounds like? But if you do it at the beginning, and that gets the crowd on your side right away. I got this defect.
Yeah. Everybody laugh at me, and they're like, ha ha, yeah, dude.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you have, I try to always address it. Do some, even if I want to do other stuff, do at least a minute or so on the list at the beginning, so I got it out of the way.
Okay.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
So, married in the 80s.
Married in the 80s.
Get divorced.
Got divorced.
And then
2000.
wait. So you said you got married before you went to the military.
Right before. I mean, like a month or so before.
Okay. So you go to the military.
Yeah.
And were you a doctor already?
No. I was at that time. I was a college dropout. I had probably about 3.5 years of college, mostly in the sciences.
Okay.
I actually wanted to be a veterinarian.
Oh, wow.
Was my original. But
imagine this guy.
But getting in vet school is much harder than getting in medical school. It's a numbers game,
Yeah.
And
it's a lot easier to stick your finger up a human butt than it is than a dog's butt.
So I enlisted, and the shit that I joke about military intelligence talking. That's true. They did, and they wanted me to go in linguistics.
Yeah.
Obviously, the shit I say, I didn't say that to them, but and I end up. I end up getting trained as a medical lab tech, which was easy. I knew most of the science already. It was tough. I was probably first or second in my class, and then they gave me orders to go to USAMWID, United States Army Medical Research Institute of Infectious Diseases.
Okay.
And I finished. So went there, and it was a 9-to-5 job. I would go in, and you were stuck there for 3 years. You were there for 3 years, and the reason for that is it took so many of them about a year before they become productive in the lab. Learning the lab skills of research. But I always had most of those skills, so I was productive, right away, basically right away. So it was like in the morning, I'd go into my major, who was my investigator. He'd give me, the experiments we were supposed to do for the day. I would go do the experiments, give him the results in the afternoon, and
Are you allowed to talk about like what kind of experiments?
Yeah, what I did predominantly, we worked on something called T2 mycotoxin. It was a component of something called yellow rain, which you guys probably never heard of, but it was something that we thought the Russians had, and that
you said yellow rain.
Yeah,
like acid rain.
No, not acid rain.
What happened to acid rain? That's a weird,
I think most of that got away because we did actually try to clean up the environment.
Okay, I was like, because for a while,
like the ozone layer, there was a hole.
Yeah.
But then we got rid of aerosols basically, and then
the hole came back, or it went away. Yeah, it went away.
So I think that's what happened there. But this was a biological war.
Fair weapon.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it wasn't very impressive, but we thought the Vietnamese were using it and stuff. And I was doing primary hepatocyte cultures and giving them different doses of yellow rain and checking protein synthesis because that was what it affected.
So I have a question. Now, maybe I'm dumb.
Okay.
So you guys knew they were using yellow rain, or you guys thought they were using.
Because
my thing is, wait a minute, because this is where my brain is going. It's like you guys thought they were using Yellow Rain.
No,
you have Yellow Rain.
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know what.
It's like when we built the bomb. We're like, we think everybody has a bomb.
Yeah,
we have to
use
it.
And it definitely can be that way. But
as soon as that's crazy, because then you're like, I'm giving it different levels of Yellow Rain, and I'm like, wait a minute, but how do you have it if we don't even know if they're using it or not? That's crazy. So. And you're just doing it to like little like lab cultures.
Yeah, what I would do is in the morning I would get a rat.
A rat?
And perfuse its liver with collagenation stuff, and then tease out those cells and make a primary cell culture from that.
Whoa!
And then I would expose those to a radiolabeled amino acid and measure the uptake.
So you were murdering rats?
Yes, I was.
Whoa! Hey,
Lab
he wanted to work with vet. He wanted to be a veterinarian. He got to do the half of it where, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you weren't even doing cool stuff like Maybelline or anything. You were just doing fucking Yellow Rain.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is some bullshit though. They would do that. Be like, have the item that like we think they're using this. Wow, crazy. So Yellow Rain. Never heard of that. Yeah. Interesting. I've heard of Acid Rain.
Yeah.
And I remember that was like a huge thing. Like that for. Do you think that maybe? Do you think that had any correlation at all?
No.
Like maybe they were like kind of putting the fear of Yellow Rain behind Acid Rain. Because I remember like as a kid they were like, don't go outside and like catch the rainwater with your mouth because it's acid. And I was like, what does that even mean? That's scary. So you did that. You were killing rats.
Then I would. Also while there, I finished up my bachelor's degree.
Okay.
And then I also worked at the local hospital as a medical lab tech.
Okay.
I can't believe I did all that at the time.
Wow.
I did.
That's crazy.
Those 3 jobs, basically.
Dang. So and then so from there.
Then after the Army, that's when I went to medical school.
Wow. Okay. And after all that military, you have the wherewithal to stick through it now and actually like finish up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I will say, like, you know, I'm not a huge military fan. Just because I don't like being yelled at. I don't like being like freaking screamed at. But like I will give them like, you know, credit where it's due. It's like they turn people around. Like people who aren't like actual shitheads and have to get kicked out, like they take people who, you know, might not be quite there yet and they turn them into something. So yeah, there's a lot of people who were in the military, like especially like a lot of like famous actors and I think Morgan Freeman, I think he was in the military.
Oh yes, I think it was in the Air Force.
Yeah, and yeah, so you did that, and so you were in the Army for how long again?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years and a few months.
And where was that at? Was that here?
That was at Fort Detrick, Maryland.
Okay, cool.
About 50 miles northwest of D.C.
And so you become a doctor after you get out. Yeah. And then how long you do doctor for?
27 years. Total.
Wow, shit. And you were family practice?
Yeah, most of the time.
That's so crazy. Did you always look like this?
No.
I was like...
No. Actually, I didn't grow the beard till recently because I never felt I could grow a good beard.
Yeah, it looks good on you.
No, it doesn't. But, you know, I always thought it was too spotty. You know how, you know, I didn't like that. I always could grow a good mustache and goatee.
Interesting.
And I kept my hair short.
That's crazy.
You know.
See,
I grew this out because of Ty Moore. Ty Moore is why I grew my hair.
Wow.
Remember when I had the mic over at the Crescent Lounge?
Yeah.
I was putting an ad on there, and I had my high school picture, which had long hair, for the flyer for the mic. And Ty said, "You should bring that hairstyle back." I said, "Okay."
You know what's crazy? Now that I think about it, I only remember you with this hairstyle. Like, I feel like I've seen you with the long hair for so long now.
Yeah, because I didn't have long hair when I started in Columbus.
Wow.
I didn't grow it out till later.
Did you have the beard?
No. I might have had the mustache and the goatee.
Wow.
I wouldn't have had the
Dang,
full
that's crazy. It's so wild how like different things are, compared to like, back then and now and everything. It's just everybody's changed. Like some people have changed their looks completely. Some people are completely different people entirely. So that's wild. So you become your doctor for 27 years.
Yeah.
And then, so that puts you at what age when you're done?
I was...
What year?
I was... 2018 was the last year I practiced.
Wow. Dang. So you've only been retired for only less than 10.
Yeah.
Dang. How's it feel?
It feels pretty good right now.
What made you decide to do comedy? Come out of retirement to do comedy.
Well, yeah, let's talk about me getting into comedy. Well, I was going through a major depression, and I had and a friend of mine, actually my ex-wife's stepbrother, told me about Lori Graves, a local comic there in Chillicothe. Said she was very funny, so I went to one of her shows. Thought she was funny. She plugged the mic, his open mic. So I went to the open mic just as an audience member. I didn't sign up. Except for her, no one was funny. Someone had a speech impairment so bad I couldn't understand what the motherfucker was saying. and
Coming from Frank.
Yeah.
Wow.
and I said, I can go home in like 5 minutes funnier than anything I heard here tonight. So I did. Had a month to do it. Did it. Most of the stuff I still use. Very little of it has been really thrown away. Most of it I still use. Lori... Well, she was breaking down. She turned back to me and said, come back next month, do that same set. And that's how I got started. What kept me from being just a hobbyist, doing mics in Chillicothe once a month or whatever, was I broke up with the wife for the second time. That was our second breakup. And the first time I stayed home and moped.
This is the second wife.
The second wife, yeah. The wife I got divorced from.
Okay, hold on. They're different women, right?
Yeah, they're different women. They're different women, yeah.
All right, so you broke up with the second wife for the second time.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
We had broken up in 2017.
I was like, are you my dad? I was like, it's like sounding like my dad's story right now.
2017 we broke up, and we were broke up about a year or so, and I stayed home. I moped, and her girlfriend started calling me and shit, and I took her back. Well, then it was December 2020. Things hadn't gotten better. Don't want to go into all the details, but and we broke up, and I said, I could stay home and mope, or I could do this comedy stuff. I'm getting laughs. I like it. And, so that's what I did. I said, hey, I'm going to go. I went to Dayton first, but Columbus was closer. It's an hour and a half for me to go to Dayton. It's an hour for me to come here.
Yeah.
And I still go to Dayton some. I go all over.
You're all over
I
the
go
place.
all over. But as far as I'm doing most of my mics, when I'm working new stuff and stuff, I'm going to be, I'm going to be in Columbus more than anything else.
Yeah, Columbus. I mean, it's a strong area. Like it's it's a testing market for a reason. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
All the restaurants, they do all their testing here. It's we have such a diverse group of people, and you honestly never know who you're gonna get at your comedy shows. Like, you know what I mean? Like some days it's a way more diverse crowd. Some days it's old people. Yeah. Some days it's a young crowd.
Yeah, and that's why you have to work all rooms.
Yeah.
I mean, because and that's I suggest most comics to travel.
Yeah,
to go out and go into rooms you're not comfortable in.
That's the thing that I still need to get into. I still need to travel, and now it's harder because I have the baby now.
You have the baby,
it's definitely that's like the next move, because I feel like I did, I've done the Commonwealth Sanctuary.
Yeah. But
I still technically consider that Cincy, even though it's like across.
That's Cincy.
So
that's the Cincy scene.
Yeah. So I technically haven't been out of the state yet to do comedy. So, So yeah, I mean, we'll figure it out. I was gonna say I like Ohio. I've been to the outskirts. I've almost, like I said, Commonwealth. That's about it's far out there.
I mean, technically, yeah, it's Kentucky.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's just across the river, but yeah.
Yeah, but
they feel that part of Cincy, though.
Yeah,
like,
I feel that way too. Yeah. Like, I didn't feel like I was in Kentucky when I went. I could still see Hooters, so like, I was like, I'm pretty sure we're still in Ohio. But no, dude, you've been moving around a lot.
Yeah,
been trying to get on Kill Tony. What other stuff you've been into recently?
Well, right now I'm hosting a mic in Chillicothe on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of the month over at the Rooftop Bar and Bistro on Water Street.
Okay.
I'm trying to. I'm on the 4th Tuesday. I'm going to try to pay someone to close out.
Okay.
Do the last 10, 15 minutes, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. Pretty much give them whatever the time they want. So I'm doing that. Trying to produce more shows. Probably going to be producing a show in the end of April to celebrate my divorce. So someone said I should have a party. Well, if you're going to have a party, I should have a show too.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me know. I'd definitely show up. Yeah.
And so that's it. I will be on the 14th. I'm going to be in Gloucester, Ohio at Sikorsky's home plate.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be the headliner there.
How much time do you have?
I probably got about an hour now.
Wow.
Pretty close.
Wow.
I've done over 40 minutes.
Wow. And did it go well?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How fast do you turn over material?
I don't know.
Because I've been doing it for a while now, and I feel like a lot of the stuff, like when I do stuff, I normally try to do it until it's tight, and I don't have a very fast turnaround on like building material.
I don't know. I don't seem to have too bad of a turnaround. I mean,
like it takes me like a few months to like really nail down like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
like a new 3 minutes.
Maybe, yeah, that might be about right. Couple of months, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, thing is, I got a lot of stuff written that I haven't
worked on.
Yeah. Like part of a joke genre, just general premise, or that sort of stuff. So I got a lot of stuff still to work on, but yeah, I got an hour damn close to it.
Dang, that's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, again, you just go out there and you work, and you put those new jokes in the middle, and the ones that work you keep, the ones you don't work you either tune up or you throw out. I mean that's the game.
Now I know what it wasn't super crazy, but have you gotten anything out of like the Kill Tony appearance at all?
Oh yeah.
Nice. What kind of have you got like shows. Opportunities? Nice.
Yeah, shows. Actually, I got my best payment from a show. I got $450 for 30 minutes.
Oh shit!
And I did. That was the one I did over 40 minutes at. But
wow! Where was that at?
It was at Eagles in Adrian, Michigan.
Whoa!
I understand the Eagles pay well. I said that's whether that's true or not, but that's what I heard. But this guy, he had seen me on Kill Tony, the guy who produced it. I think he's out of West Virginia, but he produces shows all over, I guess. And he saw me on Kill Tony and picked up and said, "Hey, could you headline?" I said, I didn't know I had enough material, so I said, I don't want to promise you. Well, I don't think I might be able to deliver, but I know I could do 30 minutes. And he said, okay. So,
hell yeah, dude.
So I mean, because you know how most of them, 40, 50, 100 maybe.
Yeah.
So that's it. And then on the 28th, get back to the things I'm doing. On the 28th, I'm going to be at the Trackside Ball in Asheville.
Okay.
And that's got a killer thing. Def's going to be on there. Ian Miller's going to be on there. I mean, there's just Matt Cook. So, I mean, it's got a good cast. I think we're all doing like 10, 15 minutes, something like that.
Nice.
But it should be a good show. That should be good. And you can find those posters, those flyers for that on both my Facebook and Instagram account.
Yeah, you've been you've done some pretty cool stuff. You got to open for TK Kirkland recently. Who else? Didn't you have somebody else that you Donnell?
Donnell Rawlings. I opened for him. Had a great set for him, and I also opened. I did this down in Killbuck, Ohio, coming out of the Maslin, Crackpots out of Maslin. They had a contest, and I opened for Brad Upton for Dry Ball. So,
nice.
Yeah, I've opened for a few people, so that's
cool. So you're starting to get a little credit history now.
Yeah, so a little bit. Yeah.
Nice. How you feeling about it?
I'm feeling good. I've been feeling good for a while. I feel like I'm sort of where I should be in this. The amount of time I've been in it. Because I say 7 years, but I mean the first 2 years was. Yeah. So really, if you say, let's say 5.5 years, if we would, and that's probably being generous. And I
was gonna say having
maybe even ahead, maybe even a little ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I mean, somebody was telling me that they thought because I always undercut how much I think I could do. I think I could do like 15. I probably could do 20, 25 material, but I couldn't promise anything for that last 10 minutes. Like that last 10 minutes, depending on the crowd, if they like everything.
Yeah. Well, see, that was the way I felt with that guy when he asked me, could I headline? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I got 30. Going beyond that, I'm not sure how solid it would be.
Yeah.
But I was solid throughout that whole set.
Because I remember for the world record for brickies, everybody had to do 15.
Yeah, I do 15.
And I remember when I did 15 at that time, how long ago was that? That was 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah. So 2 years ago, I somewhat struggled to do 15. It wasn't like I got to like about 12 and then that last like 3 minutes kind of like sucked for me. And so if that was 2 years ago, I'm at like 6 now. So I would have been at like 4. So at 4, I had like 15-ish minutes maybe. And so I don't know. I just see all these people go on Kill Tony. They do a new minute every week. And I'm like, and to be granted, to be fair, not every minute, new minutes. Awesome. It's it might just be trash. But but it does kind of like put me in awe being like, damn, like people could just like write a whole minute of material every week. That's crazy. Because if you do that every week, you have an hour at the end of the year.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, that just doesn't make sense to me because of the way I've been doing it. I don't even have an hour yet. So that's crazy. So you've been doing it for that long. What's your next steps? Like, what's like your biggest goal for 2026?
Well, my biggest goal for probably this year is I want to move to Austin probably.
Really?
I want to move. First of all, now that the divorce is done, I can sell my property and all that stuff. And I really, I want to go somewhere warm. I'm tired of the cold. I'm tired of the weather.
Yeah, I was going to say New York, but that gets cold.
No, it's cold. So the two places that I'm looking at is Austin and Vegas. Because I've been to both places. They love my comedy. I go there. They know me. As weather's warm, cities aren't too big. L.A. and New York, I don't want to live any place like that. I just don't. I'm a country boy, basically. And, they're just way too big.
Yeah.
Austin would be ideal, except for the fact that it's in Texas, if you know what I'm saying about the politics in the state.
Yeah.
When you're in Austin, it's okay. But you get outside Austin, then, you got...
I was going to say, I feel like as I get older, because I grew up in a small town, and, I wanted to move to a big city when I was younger, because I was like, I wanted to be an actor, I wanted to pursue dreams, and it's like, that's where you have to do it. And then now that I'm here, I'm like, fuck, dude, I want to go back to the countryside, like where there's nobody gonna bug me, like you can do whatever the fuck you want in your yard, like you know what I mean. You're not like there's no HOA bullshit. What the fuck is like? So you're telling me that I buy land to do what I want, but now I live in a community that now says I can't do what I want. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So interesting. So do you do a lot of your own booking, or do you have somebody now?
I'm still doing my own booking.
Okay.
Yeah. People get with me. Yeah.
Do you still ever try to throw your own shows?
Oh yeah. I've thrown. Let's see. I've thrown 2 in Kingston at the King's Inn in Kingston. I threw one at the AmVets there in Chillicothe. What other ones have I thrown? I think because I did throw one that's been years ago at the Crescent Lounge. But I'm trying to think anything else. But I got a couple in the book. I got
Okay.
I got some more stuff. I'm trying to find venues around my area in Chillicothe and South. A lot of these small towns are dying for entertainment. I mean, we've gotten out of the pandemic. I think people are starting to want to socialize. I mean, we're a social animal, like dogs. Not like cats. We're social animals. Dogs, elephants, those kind of things. And we can be solitary for a while, but after a while, the desire to be together will come. I mean, it's genetic. It's what we are. And so, and I think that's why we're seeing a bit of a comeback. I think in comedy. I think we're all actually seeing a comeback in comedy from the 90s when it was and then all of a sudden. So and I think the pandemic, of us being isolated for so long, that we're starting to want that community.
Yeah, now we're back.
Yeah,
now we're back.
And then these little towns. I mean, you can't do a comedy show there every month. You go, once a quarter or maybe twice a year, something like that. Don't oversaturate your market. But these little towns, you get paid. They can, these bars, they'll pay you if you bring in
some funny
customers.
People.
They're willing to pay for that. So.
I think one of my favorite things about you is that you have like a long-standing beef with like RFK.
Oh, so yeah. You want to talk about
because as you guys already know now, Frank is a doctor or was a practicing doctor. I think what we should do? We should get a boxing match. You and RFK Jr. You guys are around the same age, right?
Yeah. I think. Yeah, we're pretty close. I don't know.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know whether he's low with me or I'm low, but we're pretty close.
Have you guys box each other? No shirts, just jeans. Just jeans, dude. See who wins. It'd be a good fight. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It'd be the old food pyramid versus the new food pyramid. What are your thoughts on the? I didn't even really know that the food pyramid had changed. Until what's up with that?
I'm not sure. I'm not. I didn't keep up with what's all in now. It used to be. It was like we wanted more grains, less fat.
Yeah.
Now
it's more fats.
More fats and protein and less carbohydrates.
Does it sound like a bad idea?
Well,
because
if we'll try, the thing is, you gotta remember that 1 gram of fat is about 9 calories. 1 gram of carbohydrates or carbohydrates or proteins is just under 4 grams.
So you have
4 calories per gram. Therefore, fat's more calorie dense. Yeah. Well, if we have an obesity problem, which we do,
yeah.
I mean, and I'm part of it. I'm not, I'm losing weight. I've lost 40-some pounds
because of the food pyramid. No,
but you wouldn't really want to. You wouldn't want to encourage so much fat intake.
Yeah.
And of course, we do have the old studies that say, that the saturated fats lead to atherosclerosis, which leads to heart attacks, stroke.
You said that's the saturated ones?
ED. Oh, the saturated ones.
So what's the difference between saturated and unsaturated fats?
Okay. Wait a minute.
One's saturated with water.
Oh, no. Okay. No, I got that wrong. It's the unsaturated fats. Anyway, what happens is that the ones have double bonds that allows them to feed. And the other one, so you got less hydrogen actually in them. Actually,
so one of them's easier to break down.
Well, it's just how they end up causing plaques in your arteries. It's just it's the saturated ones that tend to do that. So it's the saturated ones. Saturated ones is the ones they have all those bonds to hydrogen or another carbon. Well, the unsaturated has double bonds between some of the carbons, and that allows it to flex. That's why unsaturated fats, vegetable oil, or liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because they have more of those double bonds, allow it to be more fluid.
Interesting.
And so there's that. Then there's just the calories in general. If you're wanting to stop obesity, I don't have any problem with him trying to get rid of dyes in food. I mean, it's cosmetic.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not going to argue with the guy.
Yeah.
He probably has a valid point there.
Yeah.
I mean, why put anything in something you don't really need? So I'm not going to argue with that.
What are your thoughts on like the fact that and I've looked and it's
now preservatives we need.
Yeah.
We need preservatives because we don't want bread rotten in 2 days.
Yeah.
We don't want.
But at the same time though, it's do we want to be eating too many preservatives?
Well, I mean, you gotta have, but we gotta worry about shelf life. I mean, and then, we preserved for years. It used to be smoke and dry and salt. Now we're using other things. I mean, they should be studied, and I'm sure they are thoroughly studied. But it's I guess again, preservatives are needed because we need to preserve meat. Meats, produce, other things for longest shelf life. I mean, shit's traveling all over the place to get to our tables.
And so for meat, we used to smoke it.
We used to smoke it or salt it.
Just heavily salt on the Yep. And then
that's back in the day. Yeah.
And then so what? And so then that just the edges are unusable then, and you just cut it off,
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I never did a whole lot. I remember one year, this is a funny story. One year, my in-laws, first wife's in-laws, this story lets you know. First wife's in-laws gave us a birthday present. We had dogs. We had miniature dachshunds. And we put it, it was wrapped, we put it under the tree. Fucking dogs were just going nuts for it. We ended up opening it. It was a ham. It was a smoked ham. Dogs were going nuts over the smoked ham. It's like, why didn't you tell us this was a ham? We wouldn't have put it under the tree if we knew it was a fucking ham. But, you sort of, whatever's not usual, you cut off and stuff, And then, when I was a kid, if you had mowed on cheese, you just cut off the mold.
I mean, I remember, we had
some people just throw it all away now.
My dad's girlfriend, when I was in high school, her parents used to do that. Whenever we'd have moldy bread or whatever, they would just cut around it and stuff like that. And I was like, I guess it makes sense, but you know what I mean? At the same time, if it's grown a little bit, it's probably throughout the, especially in an enclosed bag and everything. But yeah, they loved doing the whole old cheese, cutting around the cheese.
Again, you got to remember, my parents' generation lived up during the Depression,
Yeah.
And so...
Did you even... when was the freezer created? You had a freezer, didn't you?
Yeah, we had freezers. Yeah. By the time I was a kid, we had freezers and all that. My mother always had a cow, usually a Guernsey Holstein or a Jersey Holstein mix, because the Guernseys and Jerseys give more cream with their milk, but not as much volume. And the Holsteins give a lot of volume, but not as much cream. So she did the cow. And every year she would inseminate that cow with a beef bull semen to have a calf every year, which we would later butcher and eat.
Interesting.
And
So you guys were butchering your own cows for a while?
Well, we weren't butchering them ourselves. We set them up.
Okay.
Yeah. And, I mean, and she milked the cow twice a day.
But, I mean, I was going to say, how, it gets you a lot of food, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, why don't we do that anymore? Why don't we just do whole cows anymore? Just because, how long would that last a family of, probably last you a few months.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Yeah, I mean,
If you were eating it every day, probably lasts you probably what, 2 or 3 months. If you had like a family of 4 or 5.
More.
Yeah. Because I mean, you guys probably had a big family, didn't you?
No. Small family.
Oh, really?
Just 4.
Oh, wow.
2 children and 2 adults.
Oh, wow.
My
brother
mother,
or
father,
sister?
and 1 brother.
Oh, wow.
And he's a year younger than me.
Does he also have a lisp?
No, he does
No.
not. No. Nope.
Interesting.
He didn't have acne either. He had all the girls back in the day.
Oh, okay.
A year younger than me, and he was scoring better than me.
Shit. I remember one time I was talking to somebody, and they told me that I had a lisp. And I thought that was interesting. I don't know if maybe I just had dry mouth or something.
Yeah, you must have.
Because I was like, do I really have a lisp? Because then I was like, maybe that would explain why everybody thinks I'm gay all the time.
yeah. My gay dog grammar joke.
Alrighty, Frank, you already kind of gave us your dates, but when's so we'll probably post this Friday or Saturday. So a date after what that would be like the 5th.
Okay. Again, 14th.
The 14th
in
Gloucester.
Yeah, at a home plate restaurant.
Gotcha.
28th down Nashville at the Trackside Bar and Restaurant. I mean, bar. I don't know if there's a restaurant there. Bar. Then my mic's on the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays of every month at the Rooftop Bar and Bistro in Chillicothe on Water Street.
Dude, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure having you on.
A pleasure having you.
Yeah, dude. I freaking am glad we finally did this. So
yeah, I am too. Too.
Awesome.
Been a while.
Yeah, dude. Well, thanks a lot for coming on. Everybody, thanks for listening, and hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys next episode.